हाय राघव भाई।
हेलो सर, वेलकम
क्या
वेलकम
हाल है?
सीमा श्रीवास्तव जी, वेलकम सुनील जैन जी, वेलकम मिस्टर शंकर।
हेलो सीमा जी, मिस्टर जैन सर, शंकर जी, संदीप, बली भाई।
हाय
I don't
हाय
see.
शंकर।
Sudeep ji, we should do this more often. Otherwise, we'll forget each other's faces.
Yes, we must. Yeah.
Someone grows a beard. Someone shaves the beard.
Yeah, mine. You are saying about me?
No, yours I've seen without a beard.
Yeah. Ajay ji is also here. So good afternoon, Ajay.
So, panelists,
Guys, good afternoon.
hi Raghav.
Raghav.
हेलो सर, how are you?
Sir,
हाय अजय, गुड टू सी यू।
We both are everywhere.
Mr. Reddy is also here. Director Reddy is also here.
ना तो चार्ज डाल लेते।
उसने अपने एग्जामिनर को अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर दिखाया कि 2004 में उसे यहाँ सिस्टम की फैसिलिटी क्या होगी। इस वक्त तो उसने साबित कर भी कहा मैं साबित कर सकता हूँ कि वो यहाँ टीचर का दिन होगा। पर ये कैसे पॉसिबल? वो इतने आराम से कॉलेज की जाती है और उसका आईकार्ड चेक नहीं करता और ये काम वो उससे
Raghav, can you mute all except the panelists that we can then speak?
Okay. I will
Hi,
just
Sonia.
welcome Sonia ma'am.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, you are audible.
Perfect.
हाय सोनिया, हाय।
Hi, Sonia.
Hi.
afternoon Sonia.
Participant person type mute किया होगा ना? Thank you.
Reddy ji, can you hear me? Dayakar ji.
Yes, good afternoon. Dayakar is here. Karji, Raghav ji, I'm in.
Hello Mr. Reddy, how are you?
I'm good.
Only Devashish is yet to come.
Okay.
Where's Michael? So where is Michael?
So Michael Duck is also supposed to join. I think we still have 8 to 10 minutes to go for the Indian Standard Time, 3 p.m. So I think he'll be. So we will just start in about 5 minutes from now. We will allow other participants also to join in. Till the time, I'll just glance through the agenda, the discussion on measures which have been taken by IAML.
Yeah, I'm Vijay Kumar here. Hello.
Welcome, Vijay Kumar ji. We are delighted to have you on our panel today. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, Raghav. Can you hear me?
Welcome, Mr. Michael Duck. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for coming on the panel.
Hello, Raghav. Nice to hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Michael Duck. This side Sanjay Kumar.
Hello, Sanjay. How are you?
How are you?
Very
After a
good, thank
long gap.
you. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Huh?
So, Mr.
Hi,
Sanjay.
Ravi.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, how are you doing, buddy?
Very good, thank you. Just got one technical thing doing.
Sorry, but did you say something to me?
Yeah, just doing a technical on my computer. We'll be there in a second.
Okay.
Hi, Raghav and everyone. This is Sudeep Sinha from Travel House.
Hello, Mr. Sinha. Welcome.
Hi everyone, this is Devashish Majumdar from SIAM.
Welcome, Mr. Devashish.
Hi Raghav,
Hi, good afternoon.
this is Krishna Rao here from Sai Aircon, Hyderabad.
Welcome, Krishna Rao ji.
Hi everybody.
Oh, very loud.
Hi, Mr. Raghav. Good afternoon. This side Sanjay Kumar from Carpet Export Promotion Council.
Hi, Sanjay ji. Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sethi Saab, namaskar.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Hello.
Good afternoon,
Chairman Saab. Good afternoon.
Rakesh ji, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Fine, sir. Thank you. Okay, so I think we should start because we are at 3 p.m. and we have many speakers, esteemed speakers, to share their expert opinions with us. I would like to thank India Expo Mart for engaging with this dialogue and discussion with the industry organizers who are trade associations, trade bodies. It's a welcome step. And at this point in time, we all need to be together and we need to know what is going on. How will the future look like? How we can support each other so that, post-COVID, we can again thrive and come back in a good manner. I will just take you through the agenda. So today we are going to discuss on some of the measures which IEML has announced for the organizers. So we will invite suggestions from the trade bodies to give their perspectives about how they feel going forward the things would be. And if they would like to suggest anything, they are most welcome to suggest us. I would also like to welcome Mr. Vijay Kumar, who has taken out time from his busy schedule to be with us. He's the Director, DI, Ministry of MSME. We all know that MSMEs play a very important role in the... So we would like to invite his perspectives about how Ministry of MSME can help the organizers, how we can, take guidance and some kind of a support from MSME going forward. I would like to welcome Mr. Rakesh Kumar, who is the Director General of Export Promotion Council of Handicrafts and also the Chairman of IEML. I would like to welcome Mr. Michael Duck, who is the Executive Vice President, Asia Informa Markets. I would like to welcome Mr. Sunil Jain, Director on Board of Plastics Machinery Manufacturers Association of India. Welcome Mr. Debashish Majumdar, who is the Senior Director, Society of Indian Automobile Manufacturers. Welcome Mr. Balwinder Singh Sahni, who is the Assistant Secretary General at FICCI. Welcome Mr. Jay Shankar, who is the General Manager of CII. Also, we have with us Mr. Dayakar Reddy. Welcome. You are the President of Indian Printing, Packaging and Allied Machinery Manufacturers Association. We'd like to welcome Ms. Seema Srivastava, who is the Executive Director of India ITME Society. We'd like to welcome Ms. Sonia Parashar, who is the Deputy Director General of Indo-German Chamber of Commerce. Welcome Mr. Ajay Mahajan, who is heading the trade fairs at Indian Electrical and Electronics Manufacturers Association. And we'd like to welcome Mr. Sandeep Das, who is the Director at Trade Promotion Council of India. And of course, our host for today, Mr. Sudeep Sarkar, who is the CEO of India Expo Mart Limited, one of the leading venues in India. So today we are going to try to have a constructive dialogue about how IEML can help out the organizers. We'd like to listen to your perspectives, and we'd like to know what IEML can do to further support the ecosystem and further support the stakeholders of the industry. With this, I would like to invite Mr. Sudeep Sarkar to please share his perspectives and give us an opening remarks about what IEML will be doing going further. We'll just unmute you.
Yeah. Good afternoon, and thanks, Raghav, for taking.
Yeah, Mr. Sudeep Sarkar, we can hear you now.
Yeah. So the over the years, IEML has cultivated the relationship with the organizers and addressed their requirements. Be it a smaller or a medium or a large scale show, IEML has been in the forefront of offering customized packages to its clients since the very beginning. I remember that we had such crisis situations, challenging situations earlier also, such as demonetization, then economic slump, and environmental pollutions, etc. from time to time. We have always stood behind the industry and offered solutions. And this continues even till date, and it shall keep on continuing. The current scenario has made us all the more sensitive towards each other's problem and opportunities. We need to boost the trade and act as a catalyst. That's what the role of the exhibition organizers, and collectively that of the venues and that of the service providers. Today, if we are the venue, IEML is the venue for 5 out of the 8 largest association events as per the IIA reports, and the chosen venue for many organizers it is. But our responsibility to come forward and interact with such esteemed associations and organizers and the entire audience to understand what could be the extra mile that we need to walk, and hand in hand. I welcome the participants to put forward their suggestions and questions, which will be taken in the feedback and accordingly shall be reverted soon. Accordingly, IEML has taken some policy measures. I request our chairman, sir, Sri Rakesh Kumarji, to kindly share those policies with the esteemed audience, please. Sir.
Good afternoon, friends from the exhibition fraternity. Shri Vijay Kumarji, Director MSME, and a very great support to the entire industry. Mr. Michael Duck from Informa Asia, Sonia Prashar, IGCC, Edinburgh Messe, Balwinder Singh Ji, FICCI, Mr. Shankar from CII, Mr. Dayakar Reddy Ji from IPAMA, Debashish Ji from Siam, Ajay Mahajan Ji from Electrama. We have with us Mr. Sudeep Das from TPCI, Seema Srivastava Ji from ITME, Mr. Ravinder Sethi from RE Roser and IIA, stalwarts from the industry who are in the audience as a participant. We have over 200 participants today with us, 75 organizers, 5 venue providers, and many other service providers and the media. Those
Sir,
are
sorry to disturb you, sir. We have 420 participants as of now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just I've seen. Oh, yeah, 417. Yes. Sorry for the wrong number. It's a 420 parties. 417 is the right number, not the 420. So let it be 470 participants right now I can see, plus panelists. So it's more than 430 participants over there. Friends, as Sudeep rightly said, extraordinary time means extraordinary measures. And the IML has also taken the measure in that way to boost the sector, to support the sector, and also to give a very ease to all the exhibition organizers, service provider in the venue. Everybody knows this venue has been developed by the industry, for the industry, and with the industry money. It's not a money that has come from any government institution. It's a direct money from the user group. Friends, keeping in view this situation, IML is allowing same financial package rates for events postponed from Lean to peak period. So even if you shift from your venue, event from the Lean period to the peak period, there's no extra charges. IML will not charge penalty for cancellation, rescheduling, reduction in space area up to March 31st, 2021. IML is extending a 3-year rate contract for organizers to take maximum benefits with subsidized rentals on year-to-year basis. Organizer can carry out the most economical shows ever by availing all-inclusive packages of venue rental and services at IML. Relaxed EMI payment options. Organizer can avail the most viable value by paying on actual area utilization, subsidized rental for floor areas, for registration areas, cafeterias, lounges, and meeting room, etc. Organizer can embrace the venue courtesy of government license for grants, exhibitors and visitor promotion, transport services, metro tickets, hoarding, etc. Depending upon the size of the event, organizers can engage in win-win accord of partnership on a revenue sharing basis. So basically, there are a lot of things that are being that are coming to all the exhibition organizer, and over and above, the most important is, which many of the show organizer who always give the compliments to IML, is that the flawless services of IML, because IML under the dynamic leadership of our CEO, Mr. Sudeep Sarkar, take each and every event at the venue as its own venue, and we work shoulder to shoulder to every event organizer to make it successful. So with these remarks, I would like now to open the forum for discussion. So back to Mr. Khosla. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Rakesh Kumarji, for those very assuring words to the industry. And I'm sure that IML has always been extending a very warm and cordial relationship, warm and cordial support to all the stakeholders of the industry. And I'm sure in these tough times, IML will even go a step ahead and ensure that, you know, the goodwill prevails and we continue to remain as a family. Well, thank you. And now I would like to invite Mr. Sunil Jain, who is representing PMMAI. PMMAI inaugurated their India Plus show at India Expo Mart last year. So I would like to take his perspectives, you know, from the perspective of the association. Mr. Jain, what you are doing for your members and for your plastic industry at this point in time. And I'd also like to then go back to you and ask you, what is your expectation from the IML going forward? So if you can answer my first question, what are you doing for your plastic industry members at this time?
Thank you, Raghav, and thank you, Rakesh Kumarji. Firstly, I'm here with wearing two hats, one as an exhibitor and one as representing an association which organized the last India Plus. So firstly, as an exhibitor, we belong to the capital good industry, and it's a fact that all major industry exhibitions, the major participation, close to 60–70%, comes from machinery manufacturers. That's one point. The second point is whenever there's a disruption, whether it is demonetization or any major disruption, and the biggest one today is COVID-19, capital good industry is the first to get hit and it is the last to recover. So we are, I'm sorry, it may go against what you're asking me, but the fact of life is that capital equipment machinery manufacturers, at least for this financial year, will totally finish their marketing expenditure, which means participation in events. Recently, China Plus was there, and all our members decided not to take part in China Plus, whether they give refunds or they do not give refunds. Because it is not only the tariff which matters, it is a lot of extra expense also which matters. So that's one thing which we've been telling our members, and our members are fully on board, that at least for this financial year, there'll be total reduction in marketing expenditures. That's my view as an exhibitor. As an organization member, also I've mentioned, this year is going to be very tough, especially for the mice industry, and a lot of innovations will need to be brought in. And later on, I can add when we come back again.
Well, sir, I'm sure that you must be having your reasons for that decision, but I'm sure you can always be flexible to review, because exhibitions are the catalyst to economic growth, and they are the best platform to boost your businesses. Now, I would like to ask you that, since IML has come forward, extended so many benefits, what is your take on it? What kind of comments would you like to make on that? What are your expectations from the venue, so that we can see your exhibition start happening soon?
Okay, firstly, let me compliment IML. We work very closely with Rakesh Kumar ji and with Sudeep ji. Is the best venue in the country in terms of support, in terms of professionalism. When you talk about infrastructure, whether it's air conditioning, giving logistic support for hotels, it's fantastic. There's no doubt about it. But in addition to the initiatives which IML has come up with, I think there are much more initiatives which will be required. Just to mention a couple of them, as I believe the tariff between the lean and peak period goes up, the difference may be 40%. So I think there'll be something which people will expect, especially when they're shifting from lean period to peak period. The other thing is that they need to come up with a special package, both in terms of tariff, so that the total cost of participation of the exhibitor comes down. So the organizers also need to work towards it, and the venue owners also need to work toward it. So maybe some kind of a package which comes in all inclusive, like air conditioning. See, otherwise what happens is, in addition to the tariff rent, there are so many other utilities which you pay for. So ultimately is the total cost of participation which matters. So that has to come down to lure the exhibitors to participate and to spend money. Because you see, we also need to understand, as an exhibitor, we also are looking for footfall. These are challenging times, whether you talk about airlines, whether you talk about hotels, the movement of the people will be very, very restricted. So they need to make special efforts to bring in visitors as well. The other thing which IML could take forward is, I believe there is someone from the MSME ministry here, some kind of a subsidy which the venue organizers do it in collaboration with the ministry and give directly to the exhibitors, not coming through the organizers, but coming directly to the exhibitors. So these are some of my inputs which IML could review. Thank you.
Okay. And sir, you have also been organizing. You're a show organizer. You have large machineries on display. So what is your what does your other exhibitors say that when it comes to marketing, how good are exhibitions to promote their businesses?
See, for machinery people, exhibitions are the best marketing tool. There's absolutely no doubt about it. The other thing which I forgot to mention in IML, which is probably only in IML in the country, maybe another venue, where they give us a height of 15 meters, which is not there in any other, probably there's only one in Gandhinagar, and now ITPO will come up. And for machinery business, such kind of heights are very, very essential. So there's a lot more which needs to be done, and the exhibitors would need, and the visitors would need a lot of luring to be brought back into this business. But undoubtedly, exhibitions, I represent a company called Raju Engineers, where we make plastic processing machines. I remember when we started, the only way we could promote our machines, whether in India or overseas, was participation in exhibitions, because it's more value for money and it's good return on investment. Thank you.
Absolutely, sir. Well said, and thank you for your perspectives. I would now like to invite Mr. Michael Duck to share his perspectives. He is a global leader and he is heading Informa markets in Asia. I'd like to understand from him what is his take on the perspective. We also know that in Germany, in UK, organizers are getting around together and they are trying to push the governments to restart the exhibitions. Do you think it's a good idea? May I have your perspectives, please?
Good afternoon, everybody. Raghav, thank you very much for inviting me. Rakesh Kumarji, Sudeep Sakarji, nice to see you again. And thank you to everybody who's online here. I do hope to be able to see you in India as soon as I can. I'm here in Hong Kong at the moment and have not been able to get out for some 6 weeks. So some time. Apart from that, also working from home rather than from the office, but hopefully that will also soon change. I don't want to really talk about too much on the offer of IEML because they're quite commercial, but I think obviously anything that's done by them in this way is really very helpful to all the industry. And I know that they've always been very committed to this. But today, as you said, Raghav, you know, exhibitions would be one of the best marketing tools for any industry, any company to have for domestic and international buyers to come and find new products, new ideas, and new methods of meeting buyers. But something which I've missed a little bit, I think, with Indian that I've seen in magazines or on the internet, is what we've actually got to do for when we get out of this dreadful problem that we're in at the moment globally. We're starting to see some little lights, and we've seen, I think yesterday in New Zealand, that they've reduced the level of the COVID virus so that they're able to start to go out and to be able to eat and drink in some of the restaurants and things. And they're going to slowly bring this back. But when we look at this to the international and domestic exhibition business, what have we got to do to be able to advise to our exhibitors and also to our buyers on the floor that we're taking as a venue, as organizers, as stand contractors and forwarders, etc., that the sanitation and the health and hygiene elements of our shows are of the highest position. We're going to have, I think, not only just in India, but globally, a lot of discussion about how many people we will be able to have in a venue, in a hall. Now, you know as well as I do, in India, we can have fantastic shows with side-to-side people, and the wonderful feel of the exhibition being full of buyers is always tremendous. But I don't think that we're going to be allowed to have those, certainly not in the early days, as we may well be precluded by either government or local government or WHO advisories saying that we need to give, for instance, 1.5 or 2 square meters per person. There's also discussions at the moment in Europe going on about scheduling buyer visits. Can you imagine that at your venue, where you've got to say between 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock, you will have the ability to go in because only 2,000 or 3,000 people are allowed in the hall at any one time. Another position we've got to really seriously consider, which I think is going to become something that's natural for every venue, and that's infrared scanning. In most of Asia, we all have infrared scanning at the airports. You know, there's also the X-ray for metal detectors and things like this. But for temperature checking, there are many since SARS, so since 2003, that have had it all the time, and we take it as being natural. And I think we're going to have these there because it's going to check if people are coming in who have COVID or SARS-like, flu-like symptoms that we don't allow to come into the venue. And we've got to give these sort of guarantees to exhibitors and also key buyers that when we're coming together in a healthy, hygienic way. I know particularly in Germany at the moment, in Berlin, the government has been calling what we do mass gatherings. And ALMA, the Exhibition Industry Association in Germany, are presently discussing with the Berlin government, do not call it mass gatherings. These are organized gatherings. We put together organized gatherings. But to do so, we as an industry have got to show that we can do this. And we've also got to show that we are leading the way in making sure that we have safe, secure, and hygienic exhibition venues and trade shows at the same time. I don't think also that we're going to have as many people attending, as marketing budgets globally, let alone domestically in India, are shot to pieces. So you're going to find at an exhibition, the person who's key to buying will attend. The person at the exhibition venue, you're going to have the people who are the best in the company or most senior in the company at the trade shows. So I don't think we've got a bad thing going on in terms of shows maybe a little smaller, there may be fewer people, but you're going to have the right people at the right place at the right time. And that's what we as organizers have got to ensure.
Thank you, Michael. Those were really good perspectives. And as you rightly said, we need to take care of proper safety, security at our exhibitions going forward. And I would like to thank you for sharing your perspectives with us today.
Can I just add another point is that we are also very dependent on, particularly for international shows, say in India, for instance, on the airlines and also on the hotels. And as yet, we still have not seen what those industries are going to have to do for getting people on the aircraft and in the hotels and looking after them in a safe, secure way. We know in India that every hotel has scanning when you go into the hotel with a car or as a person. So that's become natural. We're going to have to possibly have also infrared going in the hotels and also into the aircraft.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Those were very good perspectives, Mr. Duck. And now I would like to come to Ms. Sonia Parashar, who is heading Indo-German Chamber of Commerce. And I would like to hear from her what are her perspectives on this situation. Like Mr. Duck just mentioned, that OMA, the German body, has been pushing the government. What is your take on this situation? How can we come out of it? And what is your suggestion on the measures that the venue and in particular IEML needs to take to help out the organizers?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, Ms. Parashar.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Raghav, first of all, for arranging this great webinar in cooperation with IEML. I think what Michael said, I think it's very, very valid. The right terminology needs to be given to all the stakeholders, whether it is government, whether it is state promotion agencies. The word organized gathering will be the key word which we will have to promote more and more.
Ms. Parashar, sorry to cut you. Have you switched off your video?
Yes, 1 second. Okay.
Yes, now we can see you.
Well. So I like this word from Michael, as I said, very much to give the right terminology, organized gathering. And I think this is what we need to also communicate to the government bodies, where they will be defining the directives for future. Though, of course, times are tough. I also liked what Balwinder said last week, that we need to reboot, reinvent, and redesign. And that is something which will be the 3 key words which we all as trade fair organizers will have to do. And also from my perspective, collaboration and consolidation in the coming months and in the coming years would be very, very important, where we can see how trade fair organizers can join hands to co-locate events. We already did this exercise with 3 German trade fair organizers, Messe Frankfurt, Nuremberg Messe, and Messe Düsseldorf in 2017 at IML Greater Noida under a banner which was called the Build Fair Alliance. And we brought together 3 to 4 industry associations come together and put all the shows together in one go, co-located to each other. This was on MEP, Mechanical Engineering and Plumbing, also taking care of fire safety and security. And to be honest, it worked out as a perfect example because we all could benefit from the visitors' energy and also saving certain costs and promoting the whole concept. So collaboration and consolidation is going to be very, very important in the coming days. It is also an idea what we also did in 2018. We embedded our organic show in a World Organic Congress. So if we will have opportunities to co-locate our events with World Congresses, what I'm saying is I don't know how the future is going to look like, but if there will be a possibility for all of us to do such kind of co-locations, I think it will save us a lot of effort. It will save us a lot of tension as well. And IML was also, I would say, very good enough to basically come forward to cooperate with us last year when we did our organic show on behalf of Nuremberg Messe, which is supported by the Indo-German Chamber of Commerce, that they co-located their Ayur Yog next to the organic show. So my message to the trade fair organizers and also to the venues and different stakeholders is come together, consolidate, and collaborate. So yeah, that is my message.
That's a great message, Ms. Parashar, and we do hope that after this exercise, something fruitful comes out of it, and collaboration is the way forward. Thank you for sharing your perspectives with us today. And I would now like to go to Ms. Seema Srivastava, who is representing India ITME Society. India ITME is a very large-scale machinery show. Seema ji, what is your perspective? How and when you can help you out going further post-COVID? And what is your take on this situation? And how do your exhibitors, who are your members, what do they say about this situation? Ms. Srivastava. Yes.
Yeah. So good evening, everyone. All the host, coordinator, and all the invited guests at this forum. I represent the textile machinery exhibition in India, one of the largest in India and also important one worldwide. Like Mr. Sunil Jain mentioned, machinery, the textile machinery and the textile industry is greatly affected by the current situation. After agriculture, the textile industry gives the maximum employment to people. All these factories which is shut down now is affecting the livelihoods of many laborers, and there is a lot of anxiety in the industry. As an industry association and organizer to this key event for the Indian manufacturers, textile machinery manufacturers, we as organizers are working on providing lot of comfort and ease for every company to participate. First and foremost, that is our concern, that we should support the industry so that running the company would be their priority immediately after we come out of this lockdown. Exhibitions are not going to be the priority in spending, but we are trying to support them in their effort to also market their products well through exhibitions. And we have been organizing our event in Bombay, which is the commercial capital of India, for last 40 years. This is the first time we are going to organize this in IEML. And I must say this about IEML, and especially Mr. Rakesh Kumarji and to Mr. Sudeep Sarkar. What I appreciate about IEML is the comfort level which, as a venue, they offer to an organizer in addressing all the pain points and all the concerns. The speed with which a concern is addressed and reverted back, so that at organizer level we can take a decision. A few key concerns which our exhibitors had shared with us and which we conveyed to IEML was the hotel, the rates of the hotel. Like Mr. Sunil Jain again mentioned, that every exhibitor is concerned about the additional expenditure, which it is not just about participation fees, the additional expenditure of transportation, stay, the staff stay, the long technical technicians stay and everything. So we conveyed this to IEML, Mr. Sudeep, saying that, listen, this is a concern, and every exhibitor is worried about it, and is there something we can do? In a day's time, Mr. Sarkar organized a coordinated meeting with all the hotels in and around IEML with the key management people, and I could one-to-one discuss the concerns, address it, and also there are exhibitors who have already booked the hotels for our upcoming event in December, and they had their own worries about losing money, this and that. So various concerns I could address. I felt that I have noted that many points, many comfort levels IEML have offered to the organizer. But I would add one more to this experience, the comfortable experience of an organizer with IEML in addressing the concerns is also a great plus point for IEML. The whole team, whether it is team on the floor, whether it is on the management. The other very special fact I felt also was the coordination with the government officials which IEML facilitates. Like we had meetings with the metro officials, and we also discussed various traffic things and things like that. So that was very comfortable for me because I am based in Bombay, and for me to and I'm known and I'm comfortable with all the government officials in Bombay, but Noida is a different ball game, and that also was an extremely a point for which I am very appreciative and thankful to IEML. And these are the things which also makes it a different experience for organizer. So yeah, that is what I have to say.
Thank you.
One request or a point to be noted, which I would like to keep to IEML is, whenever now the new exhibitions are coming up in the venue, see, usually the food cost at the venue is slightly higher, because it is a special service which is given. I think during these times, the additional cost will be a big concern for the visitor and the exhibitor. So maybe that is one aspect which, you could look into and kind of bring down, the reasonable rates and maybe a lot more less expenditure for the food and other facilities at the venue. I think that would be welcome.
Sure. Well, thank you. Those were very nice perspectives, Ms. Srivastava, and I'm sure that IEML is going to take a note of them. Thank you for your perspectives. I would now like to move to Mr. Balwinder Singh Sahni, who's representing FICCI, and he has been sharing his perspectives at various forums these days. I would like to understand from him, what is your take on, what kind of a support system can a venue provide to organizers going forward? What is the biggest pain point, sir?
Good afternoon, everyone, especially Rakesh Kumarji. Thank you for having the entire industry here, all the organizer and my co-panelists. So all the industry friends and colleagues, it's a pleasure to be here at this platform. And the way I mentioned about 3 hours, the last week for industry, which is reboot, redesign, and reinvent. First, I would like to say 3 words, which is 3 Fs today for IEML. So these 3 Fs, which are very valid for IEML, is they are very flexible, they are far-sighted, they are flawless. So I would like to compliment the entire team of IEML. They have done excellent job in the past. We have been working very closely with the entire team of IEML. We have done various events, including COP14, which was inaugurated by Honorable PM last September. We have always done very big events, and we will continue to do that in the future. And with these remarks, I also want to say, which I mentioned in the last seminar also, this financial year will be very tough for our exhibition industry, but we need to remain strong, and we need to announce as the lockdown, is over. We can do the events post Diwali, and start our calendars. And definitely, we will have to take care of hygiene and other levels, which my co-panelists have also mentioned. So I believe just stay strong and help each other, communicate more, and share things which are there, so that we can achieve our goals. And especially Raghav, thanks to you also, because you have been ensuring everyone is coming on the platform and interacting with each other. Thanks. Please unmute yourself. Yeah.
Can I ask you one more thing? Is that in this current situation, what do you expect? What FICCI expects from venues like us?
I think I've already mentioned that you are far-sighted. You have already taken the steps and announced measures which are really helpful. And once you also come out with new guidelines for the organizers, which will mention about the hygiene levels and what will be allowed and what will not be allowed. Like I mentioned in the last seminar, the 12 square meter booth can take only 2 exhibitors per stall, and the minimum, then the slotting of visitors in 2-2-hour slots. So same thing will go for exhibition area. Same thing will go for the food courts. We can't have food courts too much crowded during the lunchtime. So you'll have to make new manual, and we will come forward. You can create a core committee of all the major organizers, and we will nominate my colleagues who will work with you and your team to create a new exhibition manual, which will help the entire industry.
Yes, that is required, I think, going forward. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Bolivar.
Well, thank you, Mr. Sani, for sharing your perspectives with us. And I would like to now go to Mr. Jay Shankar, who's representing CII. And CII organized their global exhibition on services with IEML. So what are going to be the new norms of exhibitions and events, in particular exhibitions going forward, Mr. Shankar?
Thanks, Raghav. Thanks, Rakesh ji and Sudeep. Rather, I call Sudeep as a very close friend for the last, I don't know, many years. So with Sudeep, we have a comfort factor that we don't treat him as a venue owner, or we don't treat him as as an outsider. We treat him as our own colleague in every aspect. We call him at night 12 o'clock. So that way, IEML is one of the best and the friendliest venue operator for us in terms of the facilities or whatever support we need. Like when we talk about the industry per se, but today the challenge is we don't know whether at some point of time the trade fairs will open, whether it is going to be the 3rd quarter or the 4th quarter, because people say, Michael said that it's an organized gathering, but it's a question of gathering. So we need to look at the customer centricity now. Customers are still having different viewpoints. One, there's some sort of an optimism that the economy will rebound in 2 to 3 months. And there is the other set of views. They are still unsure about the impact for the next 6 to 12 months, or how long this slowdown is going to last, or is it an India scenario or a global scenario? How are we going to bounce back? So having said this, And Sonia, I heard she's mentioning about the future. But when I talk about the future, I think we need to define a future because we have lost the normalcy now. So we need to look at we need to redefine what is the normal, what is the new normal, and what is going to be the next normal. And this will also work for us within the organization, whether how do we look at the health of the business, like Seemaji said, where people will look at, first thing is their own businesses. So we need to look at the health of the business. Then we need to look at the health of the employees of us. But that's very important at this point of time. We need to pep up the mindset of the employees, both physically and mentally, and the health of the society. When I talk about the health of the society, like Balwinder said, how many people can go into the lunch area? How do we define it? So these things has to be defined. I would say that it's not only defining. Once we define it, we need to publicize it. Yeah, that is very, very important. Only then we are able to sort of boost up the morale of the entire sector, that these precautions are taken in the venue. Only then people will decide, okay, I'm going to come here and this place is safe for me, and the organizers and the entire people are going to take care of us. And the third thing, what I would like to focus now is we need to start looking at resilience in our operations. So when I talk about the next normal, I think each of us have to work together as partners of growth for the industry. Like the same thing I feel with Sudeep when I have my experience of doing 2 global exhibition on services. We were actually partners. I didn't call them as venue. We were actually partners. So whether it is a challenge of getting the ferrying and all those things, we just worked out, and we had series of meetings. Probably every week we had a meeting to understand where everything can improve on the event perspective, not as an organizer perspective or not as a venue perspective. So we worked on the event perspective. Probably that should be the mindset, that people should talk about everything on an event perspective. So all of us work together, see how the event will grow, because that is what is going to change the entire spectrum of the trade fair industry today.
Well, thank you for sharing your valuable perspectives with us, Mr. Shankar. And I would now like to take the perspectives of Mr. Debashish Majumdar, who is representing SIAM. SIAM organizes one of the largest, in fact, the largest B2C shows, Auto Expo and India Expo Mart. Mr. Majumdar, welcome. I'll just unmute you. Can you please tell us, how do you see the future of B2C exhibitions, something like Auto Expo going forward?
Thank you, Raghav. First thing, coming to speak in a very long, eminent speakers panel, is that everybody has spoken what you wanted to. You just keep on ticking. This point, A bhi gaya, A point bhi gaya, A point bhi gaya. But then you have to speak something. See, what happened is in the exhibition industry, what we are now actually kind of trying to predict what is coming to us. First thing, I think we should wait for the government's directive, if any, on the exhibitions, that these are the way that you should, arrange, or the arrangement should be made in such a way that things are in safer way to, organize. Second thing is, even there's something doesn't come from the government, then we as an industry should get together and formulate some SOPs, which is already there. Each exhibition organizer do have their SOPs, but can't we have a common SOPs for organizing exhibition where all the concerns are taken care of and are handled in a uniform way. So that is something that we can look forward to. And on other way, any exhibition venue is basically a battlefield, from where you win the war or you lose it. So all like any general who's as good as his army, it's any organizer is as good as all the service partner that he or she has. And accordingly, the battlefield is basically the venue. The comfortable the battlefield, your chances of winning is much more. And that way, I think IML is doing a stupendous job and we are thankful in all aspects, in each way. And they actually stood by us in every time that is required, and even when it was not required.
Okay, but sir, going forward, what do you think a show like Auto Expo at maybe India Expo Mart, how are we going to see the equation, and what do you foresee?
See, right at this moment, we don't know. Let me tell you very frankly, we are waiting. Fortunately for us, the next Auto Expo is in 2022. You know, it's about 2 years away from now. So we want to learn from others. We want to watch and wait and see what are the things that has been taken care of by all the organizers, and we will be fortunate enough to learn from others, you know, learnings rather. And yes, as far as IML is concerned, that will be our first choice, and let's see what happens.
Okay, thank you for sharing your perspectives with us. And now I would like to invite Mr. Dayakar Reddy, who is representing IPAMA, and you organize one of the leading shows in printing sector, Printpak, at India Expo Mart. So what are your comments on the situation? As an association, what are you doing for your fraternity, for your members? And going forward, what kind of measures you expect from the venue like India Expo Mart? I'll just unmute you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Rakeshji. Thank you, Sudeepji and Raghavji, for inviting us for this meaningful discussion today. First of all, I would like to tell you, still we are under all lockdown. So we don't know when is the exit is going to be. So maybe Modi ji must have said 3rd May, but for example, in my own state, in Telangana, Hyderabad, our state has been extended up to 7th. So according to the sources, yesterday, CM's meeting with PM, majority of CMs have been, would like to extend the lockdown, maybe end of May. So first of all, unless until the lockdown is exit, then we have to look for WHO guidelines, the Indian government guidelines, what could be the mass meetings and conference, how many people they allow. So then after that, we can look into exhibition. What we are doing for our members is, probably I would say proudly, IPAMA is the only show in the globe which does about more than 20,000 net square meters, an affordable show. Nobody can compete with us, I would say proudly. So the main intention behind that is, being an association, we never look for the profits. We always wanted to provide a platform where our member can enhance their businesses, enhance their export probabilities, and meet the industry people. So that's what we have been doing it, and definitely as long as IPAMA will continue to do Printpak India, this will continue. For example, when we moved IML in 2013, that was our first show. So ours is a biannual show every 2 years. So we did it in 19 and we'll be doing in 2021, February. From 2013 and last year, 2019, our prices have not changed. We have been continuing the same prices. So hopefully, because now we have this pandemic and industry needs support from associations like us, and being the organizer, one of the 7-8 biggest exhibition in the world in our segment. So probably we may go down the price still in 2021. So, and secondary, why we choose IML is because we have seen all the parameters, all exhibitions, also other exhibition centers. The beauty of IML is, I've been seeing in 2019 also, when 7 o'clock in the morning, the day opening, Mr. Sudeep Sarkar was standing and observing and giving guidelines our carpet vendor. So that gives immense courage to an organizer when a CEO stand next to you in an exhibition organizer like us, because as IPAMA is not a professional organizer like other organizers. We are just a mission organizer of our own exhibition, and we are a Machine Manufacturers Association. So we do it only 2 years a show. So that gives a huge moral support to the organizers. And the best part in IML is, you have everything intact. Probably when we moved in 2013, because we have our exhibition has a heavy industry also. One machine would be more than 20 tons, 25 tons. So when we reached the exhibition and we found that 1357 halls are not capable of high thing, then they give us a provision. Now what you have hall number 9 and 14, 15, they laid for us. So instantly they take a decision. Unless other exhibition centers, it is a lot of bureaucratism is there. Here, they can take a decision on site and they can provide us. And what I would suggest you, IML, is, now after this pandemic, the key is people will talk about before COVID, after COVID. So the biggest concern is hygienic stuff. Of course, IML gives the best provisions at the moment, but I would, last time also I've suggested Mr. Sudeep Sarkarji, the entry, what Mr. Michael was saying in hotels where the checking points would be and screening would be. These things has to be done by the venue center, so that every exhibitor will not look into those things. Maybe probably you may have those costs into X amount of cost into every organizer according to their size of the scale of the show. But these things has to be provided permanently. And secondary, entry gates, which we see the world best exhibition centers in anywhere in the world, developed nation. That is what we are looking. And secondary, right now they have only 2 food court centers, like exhibitions as 25,000 net area. Every day we will be having around 10,000 to 15,000 people. So the food, as some of other speaker also was saying, food has to be look and care. The stalls has to be increased, permanent stalls I'm talking about. If you call for a temporary stalls, there would be a challenges for them also, as well as the organizer also. I think rest everything is, and the way they've been come up with the schemes to the organizer, that makes the organizer also to maybe cut down his profits and give it back to the exhibitors. So probably exhibition will bounce back thing. And we have has to note one thing. If we see the World Economic projections, India, very few countries who are doing in plus. Rest all are going in minus. So we have to always look into positive mode. So after COVID, a lot of things are going to be changed. Definitely, we can expect our exhibitions also in a bigger way. Definitely, not immediately, but over a period of time.
Well, thank you, Mr. Reddy. Those were very nice perspectives. And as I understand, the organizers really want that the venue should play a very critical role in handholding, and it should be a partner to their success going forward. Thank you for sharing your perspectives. I invite Mr. Ajay Mahajan to share his viewpoints about what he feels are going to be the new norms once the events exhibitions open, and what kind of a support system he's expecting from a venue like IEML.
We would also like to hear Ajayji about the schemes and all that. Raghav, that is also a key point.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
So a very good evening to Rakesh Kumar ji, Sudeep, Raghav, and my fellow panelists and all the attendees, some 460 plus. I think it touched 500 also for a moment. So that's an indication of how important all my fellow colleagues and friends in the industry feel about this topic, and the anxieties that are associated with it. See, my personal take on this is that I personally, I may be accused of being too optimist, but my personal take is that a month or 2 of lockdown, no doubt it's a worldwide lockdown, is not going to change our basic DNA. As humans, we are social animals. And it's not going to change our basic DNA. Exhibitions are not going to go anywhere. It's just a question of maybe finding a vaccine, which is going to come sooner than later, because some of the world's largest association economies are badly affected. So I'm sure billions of dollars are already going to go into research to find a vaccine for this. And also going forward, the curve for coming out with a new vaccine for any such disruption is going to be reduced drastically. That's what I feel. I also feel that, depending on how long this goes on, it may take about a month, it may take 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. Eventually, the economies are going to rebound. It depends whether we have a V-shaped or a U-shaped or a L-shaped recovery, but it's going to happen. And if it's a V-shaped recovery, as it is being estimated after the economies open, then I see exhibition returning to normal in about a 6 to 8 months frame. And then if it's a U-shape, then probably a year, or if it's a L-shape, then probably it can take as long as 2 years. But the fact of the matter is that exhibitions will retain their importance. The USPs that they provide are not going to go there anytime soon. Yes, of course, Raghav, you talk about new norms. I think what's going to happen is, I also believe, is that the digital push is going to get a bit more. We're going to have a good hybrid of physical as well as digital exhibitions. So I personally see an Elecrama having two formats. One is a physical format and also a digital format. So what will happen is, it will be a win-win for all. As an organizer, I may get a large number of exhibitors who hitherto could not attend. Same for visitors, and same for organizers. So it's going to be a win-win situation. Digital will definitely come in. I'm not going to, I don't believe in something going to completely take over another format. That's not going to happen. Physical will remain. It will remain very important. But digital will enable many new exhibitors to participate in a show, and similarly many new visitors to come and attend a show. So as an organizer, the reach of my show will grow exponentially. I think digital was always on the anvil, but was never happening. Perhaps this crisis has given it that it is acting like a catalyst to get some digital into the picture. I think as for the venues also, and I know I'm going to kind of ruffle some feathers here, but for the venue also, I think it may not be a bad idea to have both versions. So maybe let's say even IML or any other large venue can also look at having their own digital platforms, whereby you offer to organizers both. Of course, you have the physical and you also have the digital, because the moment you start pushing anything under the carpet, it's going to trouble you tomorrow. So it's better to anticipate future and be prepared for that. So that's as far as, and of course, certain other norms in terms of hygiene, health, all of those are required, should be there. But surprisingly, I find it a bit funny. We've got so many, we've had flu every season and we never thought about it before. And we used to mingle and never really bothered. It's generally just because of, I think, the times today, social media is so prevalent with WhatsApp, every day, every hour updates, that suddenly we're finding this COVID as a huge nightmare, even though in terms of number of casualties that it has caused, it's a minuscule when you compare it with the bubonic plague or the H1N1 influenza and all that. So yes, certain good things, keeping good hygiene, having technology in a manner that you have queue-less registration, entry, all of that would be very nice. Should definitely happen. Yes, as far as
all right.
Yeah, as far as the venue is concerned, of course, I also feel that maybe IML. So first of all that has been said about IML, I completely second that. There's no need to repeat. Absolutely, all of that is definitely my experience as well. And my only request to Rakesh Kumarji and Sudeep is to keep the hunger on. Now that you're getting perhaps all the major shows, let it not affect that hunger with which you have got after business, and which has enabled you to be so customer centric and so proactive. So please do keep the hunger on. Don't lose that. And also do look at aggressively cutting the total cost to organizers, which has already been said before. Because with digital coming in, we've had to have, we will have to look into physical exhibitions being very, very cost efficient as compared to the digital version, right? And also one more thing before I stop is that physical exhibition provides a great advantage over digital, which is, or any other means, which is that it also provides you an opportunity to network personally, entertain yourself, and recoup and recover. So when we go out for a foreign exhibition, while we do business, we also recoup and recover and entertain ourselves. So no other mean of promoting yourself offers you this kind of a facility. So that's another thing which IML could look at. How can you further enhance that quotient to what you bring on the table? Enhance recovery, recoup, recover, and entertainment quotient in organizing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mahajan. And it's a very positive sign and that all the trade associations here with us today feel that exhibitions are irreplaceable and they have a very vital role to play. With this, I would like to go to Mr. Sandeep Das, who is representing Trade Promotion Council of India. And Mr. Das, you organize Indus Food, and as I understand, Indus Food is a very focused show. You invite only very limited number of buyers. They are quality, genuine audiences. You organize your show at India Exomart. Can you share with us your experience, and do you feel this is the kind of format for the future? I'll just unmute you, sir.
Thank you, Raghav. Thank you, Rakesh ji, Sudeep ji, and all the panelists. Thank you for inviting. It's been a wonderful experience for me also, sharing, understanding the views of all the trade bodies and the organizers. From my end, organizing Indus Food in IEML is a different kind of an experience, because most of the organizers who are here, they brought the show to IEML when the show was matured. But for us, we launched the show in IEML. So it was a baby which was not born. We brought it to IEML. And we also had some kind of apprehension bringing this show in such a big fairground. When the first edition, the show was not very big. The concept is new. When we are trying to talk about only export promotion of food and beverages and only inviting selected buyers from overseas. So we had around 300 odd exhibitors who are exhibiting, and we had around 700 buyers from 45 countries. And that's it. So when you go for such kind of a format, it becomes very difficult for you until and unless you basically screen the buyers, you know the quality of each and every visitor or the buyer, and who can satisfy the needs of your exhibitors. So probably, unfortunately for us, the industry that we cater to is food and beverages, which is during this difficult time also actually doing good, because it comes under the essential thing. People cannot stop eating. So that's why it's probably flourishing, not only in India as well as globally. The demand in India as well as the export demand is increasing, and the export trend is higher. So in this way, we try to do it. So probably we have experienced the power of such kind of an activity. First year when we organized in IEML, we were made absolutely comfortable by the venue. Everybody has told about it, about the support that IEML provides. And of course, with Sudeep ji also, I remember on that year, 2018, January, when we were doing the event for the first time. And it was around, say, 12 midnight, and we were there at the venue, and we suddenly saw Sudeep ji walking. And we were pleasantly surprised to see a CEO walking in the venue, and he was just inquiring everything is all right or not. So that experience, we cannot actually forget. And since then, we have organized 3 editions there. And the 4th edition is also planned in January 2021 in IEML. However, currently coming to this kind of a situation of COVID, which posed a difficult kind of a challenge to all of us, because there will be a new normal, whether it gets normal in 6 months, 2 months, 3 months, uncertainty regarding timeline is attached to it. And there are some other uncertainties, like we are not sure how the businesses will perform, what will be their working capital situation, what will be their spending capacity, what will be their spending pattern, and whether they will be keen to basically invest in promotion or not. So it is very important for each one of us as organizers, as venue, as stakeholders of the industry to understand the needs of our customers. Probably we used to talk about know your customers, but now probably the situation has come when we have to know the customer's customer. If the customer's customer is doing well and they are in need of certain things, then only our customers will be happy. If our customers are getting business, then only there's a possibility that we can help them grow their business. And there will be a lot of paradigm shift in the industry as well. There will be a lot of sunrise sectors coming up which are not probably doing well over last years, few years. There will be new industries that will be coming up because people have, for survival thing, people will diversify, businesses will diversify into those sectors. And as organizers also, we need to tap on those things and identify the right sectors and plan our events and activities for next 12 months on those sectors.
Well, absolutely. Do you feel that the kind of format that you have, you invite only very focused buyers to your exhibitions, do you feel this is going to be the new norm going forward?
I think so, because whether we call it a mass gathering or an organized gathering, whenever a company or an exhibitor participates in an exhibition, the expectation is they should get a lot of footfall so that they get a lot of inquiries and which can be materialized into business. But looking at the current situation, the challenge is you cannot invite a lot of people who can come and visit your show. So it is important that you have to restrict the footfall in terms of exhibitors. What Mr. Sane said, that we can accommodate 1 person or 2 person per square meter, 1.5 square meter, as Mr. Duck has said. For doing this, we also have to be sure that the participation objective of our exhibitors are achieved. You can only do it when you know your customers' customers. So it involves, like we have a exhibitor mobilization team, which is generally very strong with the organizers, with the trade bodies. We should have equally big team for the buyer mobilization and the who will talk constantly with the exhibitors, understand their requirement and get those buyers in place, so that with limited number of footfall, you have the desired result.
Absolutely, well said. Well, exhibitions will have to become more focused and more client-centric going forward, and not just rely only on the footfalls. As Mr. Michael Duck initially said that in India, we do measure success of shows through footfalls. He is also very right in that. But going further, I think we'll have to change that parameter. I'd like to invite Mr. Rakesh Kumar to give his perspectives about the entire discussion that we have had today. Mr. Rakesh Kumar, sir, please tell us what do you feel about this discussion, what measures IEML is going to take, how flexible is IEML in the future to accommodate the needs of the industry. I'll just unmute you, sir.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Now I'm unmute.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Raghav Khosla. First of all, thanks for organizing a wonderful brainstorming session, an impressive number of 500 plus participants. Thanks for the perspectives of the organizers. Personally, I and Sudeep have taken note of all your suggestions. However, I would like to add some very specific points. First of all, I would like to just take a note of Mr. Duck, Sonia ji, Debashish, Reddy ji, and some other organizers who are very much concerned about the post-COVID health and safety standards. They are concerned about the basically how they'll be it will be handled, what are the safety norms we are going to have. In that case, I would like to say that rest assured, as far as the IEML is concerned, we are going to take it as an utmost priority for us. We are not only going to develop the SOPs, but also we are going to take this subject for the entire pathogen, not only limiting to only COVID, but also all sort of viruses, and the complete standards are being now prepared. Rather, I would invite the entire industry that these standards can also be taken as a common compliance code for all the venues as well as the exhibition organizer. I think with the help of the IGCC, with the help of FICCI CI, and also Informa and other organizers, and my friend Sunil Jainji and others, we can set up a technical committee where we can prepare the complete standards, because we have done the standard for the handicraft sector, we have done the standard for the tourism also partly. So I think we can work with you, where the support of Vijay Kumarji, particularly Ministry of MSME, would definitely be needed in a big way. Friends, we are really concerned about the survival and revival of the entire sector. But I think we are underestimating India's strength at the moment. We have to take the perspective in a different way, that right now, if you see the exhibition grounds, or you can say the global exhibition grounds are much more affected, where there are more fatalities. Like in Italy, you used to have a Milan and hundreds of exhibition. The entire Lombardy region is right now have a problem. Similar in the Germany, similar the China. So rather, India has already, under the dynamic leadership of Honorable Prime Minister, has been a fit case of showing a different kind of a measure that has been taken. And even WHO has also appreciated the effort of India. The fatalities are less. And now I think at the end of it, another few days, if we come out of this whole situation, the whole world will appreciate and they will consider us as a much safer destination. And this would be a good thing for all of us as an organizer and venue provider. So don't underestimate, don't get discarded. This is a time for self-introspection. My funds, my capacity, my skills, and my way forward are more important. And rather we have to say that we have to collaborate our efforts. And this is what some of the exhibition organizers have mentioned. But I think we have to take that on the other way around, that if you see right now, the Jio plus Facebook, both have got connected. That means two bigs are connected and made themselves as giant. So exhibition organizer, along with the venue providers, can do better. Like the Sonia ji mentioned about it. Similarly, FICCI, CI, they can come forward, and we are there. A lot of subjects which were so far so on being addressed only in Europe, being addressed only in China. These subjects can also be addressed in a novel way over here, and a lot of people can come forward. So ultimately, there are a lot of new ways, because this is now the time for having something new. Our lot of hopes are there with the MSME ministry, where Vijay Kumarji has definitely a lot of support system available for the exhibition organizer directly. And Sunil Jainji very rightly said, if we help our exhibition participant directly through some ministry, then definitely there will be a complete reaction to the value chain, even to the service provider, even the help will go to the exhibition organizer and also to the venue provider. So that is definitely needed. I am totally in agreement with Ajay ji, particularly. There is an urgent need for the virtual show also. We cannot now live just alone with the physical show. And I am very happy to share with you, and Sudeep will also let you know the detail, that IML has signed up, and IML had already done that spade work to come up with the very first virtual show platform for all the exhibition organizers. In fact, we were the first one in the VC with the Shri Piyush Goyal, Union Commerce Minister. Mr. Sanjay from Corporate EPC is also present here, and other councils are here. That in that we propose them for having a virtual platform over here for the trade shows, and virtualfairindia.com is our platform now. And in next week or 10 days, all the show organizers who are doing their show in our venue will get an additional opportunity along with their physical show to place a virtual show along with us. And also there'll be offers. So I would personally request Sunil Jainji, and I would personally request other show organizers, don't cancel your show in any way. The reason is, if you cancel your show, that means you are not going to show the strength of India. But you have to show your presence of your industry either physically or virtually. Guangzhou show in Canton, which was cancelled in the April, is now going to take place from 9th of June as a virtual show. Similarly, in the high point, they are going to do a virtual show. So I fully agree with Ajay ji with you, and rest assured, we are with you. This is an additional platform we are going to give you, but nevertheless, the ultimate use of the physical show, and you can say the ultimate hunger of the visitor will fulfill only through a physical show. Till that time, we will give you a support system through the virtual platform, and Sudeep will have another program with you for that. Thank you very much. Rajiv ji, I am over.
Thank you, Rakesh Kumar ji, for those assuring words. And I'm sure that the industry is going to really appreciate and your foresight that you have launched a new platform to support the physical exhibitions. With this, I would like to thank the entire panelists, esteemed speakers, and in particular IEML, who has taken this initiative of organizing a dialogue today. I'll just take a quick couple of comments. I have Mr. Ravinder Sethi and Mr. Nanu Binu from Meroform, who's representing ISA also over here. So I'll take comments from both of them, and then we'll just say goodbye to our panelists.
Thank you, thank you, Raghav, for putting together this this great forum under the aegis of the IEML, listening to icons of the industry. It's absolutely amazing. And I mean, if I calculate, I think about 70% of those who do B2B shows are probably sitting in this session. And you're doing a great job personally, and I love your inspirational songs. Rakesh ji, I mean, the less I say, the more I say it would not be enough. I mean, you are leadership personified. You just made a mention, everybody should come forward, but you always come forward first. Even before the industry asked for something, you put forth your stimulus package. And even today, sitting here, even after giving that package, you're saying, I'm still going to listen. And you said that fair, that Balwinder said the 3 Fs, I will add one more F, family. You've said it so many times today, the entire sector. You're not referring to organizers, you're referring to organizers, venues, service providers, whether they are forwarders or stand fitters. Thank you, because you've done this not now, but you've done it for the last 25 years. And Sudeep, you're there on the ground. So many people have said so many things about you, and they are all true. They're all true. You have always been there, and you see us not as service providers, you see us as partners. I remember when all of this happened, I give you a small example. IEML never charges empanelment fees from forwarders or any sort of fees. And you told me, you said, Sethi Sahab, don't worry, nothing will change. Hum aapke saath hain. We are with you. That was a great, great gesture on your part. And I know you've done this to other service providers also, to the stand fitters. You've gone to small people and said, don't worry, we are there for you. And that's highly appreciated. I must say, because Michael is there on the panel, that Informa took the first step even before anybody asks. Max on one of the first forums said, we are re-looking at all our contracts with service providers. That was a great gesture. I just would like to take an opportunity at this forum to appeal to all the organizers and venues. Please, I made a comment a few days ago also, for service providers, stand fitters, forwarders, registration, etc., etc. Please take care of our legitimate cash flows. Don't let the small player disappear right now. It would be very, very unjust. A lot of you are already coming forward. I would like them to see what is happening over here at IEML. A lot of them are doing things, but more needs to be done. A reassurance has to be given. That's all. Once again, thank you so much, Rakesh ji. Thank you, Sudeep. Thank you, Raghav.
Well, thank you, Mr. Sethi. And I'm sorry we had lost Mr. Vijay Kumar at around, his connection broke, and he has just messaged me that he had to go for a ministry meeting. But he has personally assured me that Ministry of MSME will be very interested to listen now to exhibition industry. So if you have any questions, any kind of you want clarity on what kind of a support they are going to provide, please write to us and we will forward it to the MSME. And again, he will come back to us in our next session. I'd like to invite Mr. Nanu Binu, who is also the founder president of Indian Exhibition Services Association, to give a couple of comments on today's discussion and what is his perspective on this situation.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. It's nice to meet all of you in your natural habitat, which we generally don't see. Let me start with a small story. My daughter lives in Canada, and last week she had to take our granddaughter to a hospital, and they were really scared to go there. But when they reached there, the doctor said, "Don't be afraid. This is the safest place in the province of Ontario where you are standing." Now, that's the sense that we had to create. An exhibition in IEML, when we are readying for the next exhibition, we should give the assurance to the people that you are standing in the safest place in Noida area. Now, that's possible. Now, we have already created an SOP, for reopening of our office, factory, and also for the exhibitions. It includes eternal, it includes UV lights, etc. I can share with anybody, Sudeep, or anybody, and you can have it better. The only problem with that is now that, the efficacy of these things, there are no standards which government has prescribed. So if I put a tunnel, what does it do? If I put a UV light where Ravindra Sethi is bringing a box, I don't know how much it does, but we have already created, it's ready for wetting. Now, there was a lot of talk about this one, going on net, virtual exhibitions. Now, virtual exhibitions will not replace physical exhibitions. We have also already made our format. Again, we can send it to you. Our own store as virtual. It is like seeing Mona Lisa in the virtual format. If you had to see it on the net, why should you even go to an exhibition here? You have all over your house of Mona Lisa. It's the same thing. It's an amalgamation of just some websites, So it will not replace exhibitions at all. Somebody said it can be just an additional point. That's it. Now, IEML has given a great offer. I hope that the organizers will take it up. We service providers are not another part of the system. We are part of the system. So we are always ready to collaborate with anybody who is starting a new exhibition. So, that kind of a collaboration will reduce the risk for everybody. That's an assurance that I can give from Meroform and also from service providers' perspective. Reduce the risk, collaborate together, and go forward. That's some of what I wanted to say here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Binu. And I'm just getting, flood of questions coming in. One last question, and I have it. I'd like to address it to Mr. Michael Duck. Mr. Duck, you have heard all the perspectives today about the Indian exhibition industry. What are your final comments? And do you feel that the social distancing and keeping a particular number of people, having them on the show floor, designing the floor plan, virtual exhibitions, what is your closing comment on this? Finally.
Okay, just very quickly, in India, you are not alone. This is a global industry, and there are many discussions like this going on in many different parts of the world. Now, I also am a director of UFI, and at the moment, UFI is doing quite a lot of work on these particular issues right now, and quite a lot has been done there. Also within my company itself, and also with organizing associations in Asia. I would say to you, do not wait for government to issue you or the industry in India with parameters. You set the parameters. You must be able, through the IEIA, where Balaji is chairman at the moment, he has obviously a lot of you working with him in terms of that association, and also Ambu from BIC, who is the president-elect of UFI, to be able to give you the information that you need in regards to being able to advise the government what you want to do, and also to be able to make it sustainable and profitable for the long term going forward. I've heard many people being quite nervous, quite rightly so, because there's a lot of companies which don't have the cash flow at the moment, not only in India, but across the world. And we've seen airlines go, we've seen hotels go, we've seen many big companies suddenly not have cash. who knew the world was so fragile? So I think let's work together, work as associations together to assist the industry and be able to say to the government, this is what we ask you to implement. Also, where possible, to try to assist financially. There are many instances, I won't go into them now, where countries are giving financial assistance to the exhibition industry because they know what a driver it is for commercial growth throughout their countries. I have much more to say, but there's just as a small part there, Raghav.
Raghav, unmute yourself.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Duck, and for sharing your perspectives. I would like to now hand over to Mr. Sudeep Sarkar to formally close the session and thank all the attendees.
Thank you, Raghav, and the esteemed panelists for giving good insights about the exhibition industry and what's coming out of this, as I understand, as rightly put forward by our chairman, sir, is a code of standards for hygiene. We will soon, form a committee as has been advised by sir, and we will take the industry input and we'll come forward for a very standardized, SOP for the hygiene. And the second and the most powerful, weapon in our hand at this point of time is also go virtual. We have already done the spade work for that. It's not something that's going to replace the physical, but yes, it's for the time being, as sir rightly put it, don't cancel your show, but put it on virtual and take it forward. It's time gonna change, and then again we are gonna adopt the earlier system that we were. So with that, I must say I have been informed that we were well attended in the seminar by ITPO, PhD Chamber of Commerce, CII, FICCI, IMTIMA, Hong Kong Trade Development Council, Engineering Export Promotion Council, and Carpet Export Promotion Council. Organizers like Informa, ABEC, Exhibition India, IMTOS, PDS, Singapore Exhibition, Triune, Falcon, Services International, even UNICEF, and Radical, Mex Exhibition, Staffcon, Fair Act, Active, and ZAC Group, to name a few. And it's quite interesting to know that some venues also participated, like Hitex, NESCO, and WTC Mumbai. And of course, we are always surrounded by the messes, Cologne messes, Nuremberg messes, Dusseldorf, and Messe Frankfurt. Thanks for attending the seminar. And I'm quite genuinely surprised that we have had quite a good number of hotels also, logged in to understand how it is going to affect them. So it is very interesting and important message going to the entire industry, that it's not only the organizer or the exhibitor, it's the organizer, it's the exhibitor, it's the venue, it's the service provider, it's the hotel, it's the airlines. As Mr. Michael has correctly put it, we haven't heard anything about the hotels and that of the airlines for some time, because in India we need to get them from one place to another for doing a successful show. Soon we are going to come up with another webinar bringing the hotels and the airlines representation also into the same fold and understand their perspective and put forward that common code for hygiene and the virtual into it. I have got all your points and suggestions in the query box. In case if you need any further detail or in order to inquire or get to interact a little more, you have my email ID and mobile number. I put it in the question box, and we can soon coordinate to take it further. So thank you once again, the entire industry to have come forward and contributed to the cause. We look forward and meet you soon once again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you everybody for being a part of this session.
And thank you to the panelists.
Thank you to all our esteemed speakers who joined us today. Thank you, and please take care. Be safe.
सैनिटाइजेशन वाला एजेंडा तो हमको करना ही है दोनों टाइम पे अलाउड है ठीक तो सर ठीक है
पीएचडी लोगो अगर तू लेती सीडीआर में
इतना काम वो कर सके,
सिर्फ
वो डीलर के साथ में जाके बताना है कि हमारा एक ऑर्डर है।